You ever been in a really deep meditation and suddenly felt like your head was about to, well, pop? It can be super intense, maybe even a little alarming. But what if I told you it's not a problem at all? What if it's actually a sign of a massive spiritual upgrade in progress? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into.
So our guide for this whole idea is this metaphorical dragon, Zoran. And honestly, this quote just nails it. It completely reframes that intense pressure. It's not pain you're feeling, it's potential. It's the feeling of your own consciousness literally expanding, breaking right through its old limits. And that idea brings us right into our first section, the crown construction zone. This is all about learning to see this feeling not as something wrong, but as a key feature of a deep, powerful transformation. So really, have you felt this? The source material for this calls it the crown chakra construction zone, which is perfect, because just like any major renovation, there's going to be some noise, some dust, and definitely that feeling that the roof might just blow right off. It's a sign that something huge is being built. But why is it so incredibly intense for some people? Well, Section 2 gets into that. It explains why it can feel less like you're taking the scenic route and a lot more like you're on the express elevator to God. Okay, so check out this contrast. On one side, you've got the traditional path, what's called the Sushumna Highway. This takes years, sometimes decades of practice, slowly and carefully preparing the body's energy channels. But on the other side, you've got the express elevator known as Shaktipat. This is a direct, intense blast of energy. It's the difference between learning to ride a bike and someone just tossing you the keys to a cosmic Ferrari and saying, good luck.
So to put it simply, Shaktipat's like a spiritual catalyst. It just bypasses that whole slow, gradual route and gives your system this massive jolt of energy. The whole point is to wake up consciousness, and fast. You're basically getting a cosmic broadband connection when your nervous system is still wired for dial-up. No wonder it feels intense.
Now, I know this all sounds pretty mystical, but there is some incredible science happening behind the scenes. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, the physiological reality of it, in Section 3, Your Brain on Enlightenment.
Let's start with a hard number, because this is wild. During these deep states, cerebral blood flow can increase by up to 65%. Think about that. That massive surge of blood and fluid is a huge reason for that physical pressure. It's your brain literally physically making space for a bigger awareness.
And this shows the electrical storm that's going on inside your skull. You might get a blast of these super high-frequency gamma waves, which feels like your whole electrical system is being rewired. Or you might drop into a theta state, which is where that incredible sensation of every cell filled with light comes from. Your brain is literally learning to surf these powerful new frequencies.
And at the exact same time, your glands are conducting a full-blown hormonal symphony. Your pineal gland starts acting like this cosmic antenna, your pituitary gland is releasing hormones that create a literal feeling of physical expansion, and your poor hypothalamus is just working overtime trying to manage your temperature, your stress, everything. It's a complete biological renovation.
Just a quick but really important side note here. As all this energy is rushing up to the crown, it can sometimes cause, an energetic traffic jam. The lower energy centers can get a little backed up, and that can lead to feeling ungrounded or a sudden flood of emotions. It's totally normal. It's just the whole system trying to find its new balance.
Okay, so we get the why and the what. But what can you actually do about it when it just feels like way too much? Welcome to Section 4, Dragon Wisdom for Human Hardware.
All right, here's a really powerful technique right from our source material. Place your hands on your head, and instead of fighting that pressure, imagine your skull isn't solid bone, but it's made of an expandable, golden light. Don't resist it. Breathe into that sensation, gently coaxing it to expand. You're creating more energetic space for yourself.
Now, remember that sensation of being filled with light? Turns out that is not just some poetic metaphor. It connects directly to the science of biophotons. These are actual, measurable particles of light that your own cells emit all the time during basic things like making energy. And what this means is just profound. When your awareness gets really heightened in meditation, you are literally feeling your own cellular light. You're perceiving your own quantum biology in real time. How cool is that? It's where mysticism and science just beautifully intersect. And hey, if the energy ever feels totally overwhelming, try this really simple visualization. Picture a golden valve at the very top of your head. As you feel the pressure building, just mentally open that valve a tiny bit. Allow the excess energy to vent safely, kind of like steam from a kettle. You are in control.
So these tools are great for managing the intensity, but what's the ultimate goal of all this? Where is it all heading? Well, that brings us to our final section, building the house of God.
This is all about neuroplasticity, the incredible process of turning a temporary state into a permanent trait. The whole goal is to move from having a peak experience that feels like a temporary visit to creating a new baseline existence where this expanded awareness is your home. What once took so much effort to access just becomes your natural default way of being.
And that right there is the profound wisdom at the heart of this entire journey. It's not about getting fleeting glimpses of some enlightened state. It's about building the neurological and energetic wiring to actually live there permanently. It's about becoming that expanded state of consciousness.
And so we're going to end with a question for you to take with you. The next time you feel that intense pressure, that discomfort, that feeling that you're outgrowing your old self, ask yourself this: is this really a problem that I need to fix? Or is this the sound of a breakthrough in progress?